This is a family. At week 10, before we had Ben, we had an ectopic pregnancy. At week 10. Tracy could have died that night, and our ability to have kids was in jeopardy. That procedure is now illegal in 5 states in the United States. So I want to make it clear to everybody here. I'll be an attorney general that will not only protect abortion rights in Pennsylvania, but for any woman fleeing one of those states that's coming here.
Yes!
There's just one thing we got to do between now and election day, or election month as we now have it in Pennsylvania. That is, we have to win this election. We have to beat these people that are out to turn our country backwards. And we have a great team of governors here, including, I'm biased here, pardon me, the best governor in the United States. We served together in the legislature. We were fellow row officers together, and I'm going to be honored to be an attorney general with him as governor. But before we have him and the other governors come up, I get to introduce the governor of New Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, it is great. Right, I didn't know where you were there. Look, I'm not that tall either. So, Governor Lujan, thank you very much. We know why you're here in Pennsylvania. Look, Michigan, Wisconsin, we got Ayers, we got Governor Whitmer here. But Donald Trump cannot win this election without Pennsylvania. That's right. He cannot win it. So when we win Pennsylvania, we're going to win this election. Thank you, governors, for being here. Thank you, Governor. Thank you.
Ron, say good morning! What an awesome place! And I'm going to say the country's still wrong. Oh, God damn it.
There you go.
You know, I was told that was just regular conversation, around America. It certainly is in New Mexico. So thank you very much for welcoming us. I've only got one more second. I'm going to tell you, 80% of abortions and reproductive care in New Mexico is from women and their families from out of state. Texas and Oklahoma. They need attorney generals that are going to protect them. They need states that are going to stand up services. We need a country that's going to make it fair and protective for everyone, including right here. So I'm here to help make sure that Pennsylvania stays blue. So let's get out the vote. Let's turn every voter out. Thank you for having such strong leadership here. I'm going to turn it over to the fabulous governor of Maine, Janet Mills. All right. Thank you. Listen, I'm here from Maine for just a few days. Great job. And I am here because your vote makes a difference to the 1.4 million people of the state of Maine, too. We're counting on you.
You hold it closer.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah!
Your vote counts not just in Pennsylvania, but to the whole world, and your vote counts to the people of Maine. I'm here to encourage you to think about this country, to make sure everyone knows that freedom is on the ballot, reproductive rights are on the ballot, education is on the ballot, climate is on the ballot, health care definitely on the ballot. Your vote counts not just in Pennsylvania, but in the state of Maine as well, and in the country as a whole. Our country is depending on you. So let's get out and vote. And now I want to introduce my good friend. We've all worked with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in some capacity. We trust them, we know them. And I also know my good governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers.
How's it going today? How's it going today? How's it going today? It's Wisconsin, in case you're wondering. Anyway, it is great to be here today. What a beautiful day in Pennsylvania, and you're so fortunate to have all these good folks running for office, especially all of them from this great state of Pennsylvania. Woo! Yeah! Anyway, I have two messages for you. One is, as you know, the blue wall is where the action is in this race. It is absolutely
We are the blue wall.
That's right.
the blue wall.
Make it a blue wave.
Blue wave. Anyway, if you think about that, obviously New York's going to be okay, Illinois is going to be okay, California's going to be okay. That means that for the blue wall folks, all of you standing here, there's 320 million people across the country counting on us. We've got to get this done. It's, people might think, well, what can we do with two weeks left, or is that 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 weeks left. And you're thinking, well, November 5th, which is my birthday. November 5th will be here, and so there's really nothing else we can do, but I guarantee you, even though it is my birthday, that election is going to be figured out in the next 2 weeks. Not on the 5th, but the next 2 weeks, right? And that's why doing the calls, doing the doors, all the things that you have been doing, you've got to keep doing it, and I know you will. The blue wall is going to be strong. We're going to get there. So I am so happy to be here today, a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. I'm going to turn this over to the great Gretchen Whitmer.
Big Gretch! Big Gretch! Big Gretch! Big Gretch!
I got it. All right, hello, Nittany Lions! Happy here in Happy Valley! Are we ready to work our tails off? Caffeinated? Are we hydrated? Are we motivated? We got 16 days until this election happens. We got a lot of work yet to do. The whole world is looking at the blue wall states. That means Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Us. And as Michelle Obama said at the DNC, every single day between now and Election Day, we got to do something. When we go to bed tonight, we got to check off the list of what we got to accomplish today and make our list for tomorrow. This could come down to a handful of votes in every precinct. We know how it is. We are from the swingiest of swing states. Yes. So, our work matters. It means talking to your fellow Pennsylvanians. It means having the conversations, knocking the doors, making the phone calls. That's how elections are won. I'd rather be playing our hand than theirs any day of the week, right?
Yes!
We got a better candidate. We got receipts on the issues that matter, and we got a battalion of people on the ground doing the ground game. And we are better than they are. But we cannot make any assumptions. We cannot assume just because you're smart enough to elect someone like Josh Shapiro that everyone is taking this election as seriously, or has made their plan to vote, or has the bandwidth to take in the relevant information so they understand that Harris Walls is the ticket that'll make their lives better. So that's why it's on us to do this work. Now I can tell people what I think, but when they hear from their co-workers or their neighbors or their family members, that's the powerful message. That's when minds are changed. So every day between now and this election, we got work to do. So take care of yourselves in the process, take care of one another, eat a damn vegetable on occasion. Thank you. And let's get to work and make it happen. Now, please join me as one of the fans of your incredible governor, Josh Shapiro.
How about Big Gretch, huh? It is so awesome being on this big old blue wall bus going through Wisconsin and Michigan and now here in my beloved Pennsylvania. I am so grateful to Gretchen Whitmer for her outstanding leadership, and I'm so grateful to have these other governors here with us today. Janet Mills, Michelle Lujan, Grisham, and I'm especially psyched because I've been listening to Tony Evers going on and on and on about Wisconsin dairy. I'm taking him.
Yeah!
So what some real good ice cream looks like, right? Tastes like. Listen, this is a community that is blessed with amazing leadership. I'm thankful to have Mayor Naines here with us. I am thankful to have Paul Takak here with us. Thanks to Paul, we have made historic investments in education and public safety, past criminal justice reform, meaningful work on climate change. I need Paul back in the House of Representatives with your help. And if we want to make sure that we continue to make progress in Pennsylvania, we got to make sure that the rule of law is respected and protected. We need an attorney general who's going to enforce the law without fear and without favor.
Yes.
Someone who is tough as nails, someone who knows how to stand up, and someone who has our best interests at heart. Someone who's going to stand up and make sure that the call for a quality education in our Constitution is protected, to make sure that women's reproductive rights are protected here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and someone who is going to keep us safe. And let me be very clear, there is only one choice, and that is Eugene D. Pasquale. I know Eugene, I have worked with Eugene. This man is ready to lead. I need you to send him to the Attorney General's office.
Yes.
Listen, this election, it's all about our future, about making sure we protect our planet, addressing gun violence in our communities, doing positive things that are going to lift people up, restoring rights in our community. You should feel good about your choice in this election. You should feel good about voting for Kamala Harris. This isn't just a vote against Donald Trump. This is a vote for a more positive, inclusive future. One where no matter what you look like, where you come from, who you love or who you pray to, Kamala Harris is going to be a president for all of you.
Yes.
Now, here's the last thing I want to say. You know, you got a whole lot of people up here with titles next to their names. But the truth is, we're not the ones with the power in this conversation. You all are the ones with the power. Woo! I know we got some students here. I don't know if we got any history majors. Raise your hand if you're a history major. Over here. No? I got one back there.
Yeah.
Here's a little history lesson for you. 248 years ago, down the road in Philadelphia, a band of patriots came together to sign our Constitution. And it was an imperfect document. It was one that left a whole bunch of people out, but it was a document that set us on a path of self-determination. One where after every generation we would perfect our union, make it stronger. Now what y'all may not know is after signing the Constitution, one of those signers, Ben Franklin, a former governor of Pennsylvania, he walked out onto the cobblestone streets of Philly. He was met by a woman who walked over to him and said, "Mr. Franklin, what do we have here, a monarchy or a republic?" Franklin looked her in the eye and said, "We have a republic if you can keep it." Those 5 words, if you can keep it, that has been our charge for the last 2.5 centuries. That is now your responsibility to keep it.
Yeah.
With democracy on the line, with freedom on the line, with our rights on the line, with our planet on the line. It is now your moment to step up and do your part. Voter registration deadline is tomorrow. To my students who are here, fellow students, I wish I was to my students who are here, you got to go walk the halls of your dorm, and you got to look at your friends and neighbors and ask them if they're registered to vote. If they're not, this is the moment to get them to register. And if they are registered, what's your plan to vote? Make sure they know if they're voting by mail. Make sure they know if they are voting in person. And for those students who want to just bitch and moan about their choices and say nothing ever changes, you tell them about the progress we've made here in Pennsylvania because young people have been at the table in my administration. You tell them about what is on the line and their futures and the opportunities they want to have when they graduate here from Penn State. It is all on the line, and you tell them they got to get out and vote to exercise the rights that so many before them have fought for. You are our ambassadors in this. You are the folks who have been called to do this work, to keep it. Right now, you've got the power to do that. This election will come down to probably tens of thousands of votes. What happens here on this campus is going to have a massive impact on the future, not just of this Commonwealth, but also this country. You know, Gretchen got us all together on this bus, and we've been blessed to have a whole bunch of governors join us along the way. Governors from states all across this country are coming to Wisconsin and Michigan and yes, Pennsylvania, because you're the ones with the power to help their residents, to help the citizens all across this country. You have enormous power that's been passed down to you for the last 248 years. So my plea to you is use your power, find your voice, and elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.